you know what? Sometimes I like to come in my closet because it's peaceful, it's quiet, and besides, it's like probably one of the coldest / hottest rooms in my house. And right now it's really hot, so that means my closet is the coldest. Plus, it's my little smoke room. But nonetheless, I know I said I wasn't gonna make no more YouTube videos for a while, but I lied. Clearly, I like to talk. I like to run my mouth. I like to say things that are on my mind, on my heart, and I like to express them freely with the hopes that it resonates with someone else, and it helps them become a better person. God knows that when I first started this YouTube channel, I did not think that I would gain the wisdom that I did about myself. I didn't know that I would gain the courage and the strength that I've gained for myself. So why the f am I stopping, you know? And sometimes life puts you in a moment where you feel like you want to stop doing certain things or start moving certain types of ways. But we go with the flow. And I'm a big believer in just following the flow of life and, yeah, just life in general. So I make YouTube videos about, lately I've been making them about, you know, hormones and cool, that's copacetic, you know, guidance, sisterhood, you know, let me tell you what this journey about to be about. Boom. But there's other things I'm interested in, you know. Spirituality is one of them. Guiding and assisting other people into, you know, situations that are more beneficial for their life is definitely like a mission of mine. And so I wanted to get back into that just based off of things that I see, things that I personally feel, things that I hear, just from interactions with individuals on a daily basis. So first and foremost, let me just answer it's not a question that nags me, but it's a question that, you know, yeah, I guess I can say I'm single, in a sense. That's so weird. Why I'm bringing this up is because, you know, someone asked me, you know, you seem so much happier. And if I'm being honest, I always like to say, happiness starts within self. And no one can make you happy. Only someone can contribute to your happiness. So by me living by this rule of thumb, need I mind you, I have many rules of thumbs that I live by. Not rules of thumbs, but I have many things that I follow in my life. That statement holds true and dear to me, you know. I'm happy within myself first and foremost. Everyone and everything outside of me is just a bonus, you know. And if I love you dearly, if I love you so much to the point where it's no longer good or it's toxic in a sense, then my understanding is that if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, you know. And I'm really okay with just like releasing things. I'm learning it and I'm healing about it, and that's what I want to talk about, is definitely the healing part. So to anyone who battles with trying to overcome situations and circumstances, you have to understand that happiness starts within self. If you are depending on someone outside of you to make you happy, then once that person and or situation is no longer there to show you what happiness is, to show you what it means to feel or appreciate love, then it's in a sense not, I don't want to say not real, but there's some things that you need to work on. You know, there's a lot of things you need to work on. And I'm so grateful that the person I was dealing with was wise enough to see such things and wise enough to, you know, well, we have this, we're good, you know, and what's meant to be will be. But let me talk about this healing, because I wanted to bring up this self-love thing because it involves healing. Self-love is definitely, I've said it before, I'm probably getting on your nerves talking about it. How can I put this? We're all facing something, right? And for me right now, I'm just give you, because I love giving examples. For me right now, it's facing abandonment issues. Overcoming abandonment issues, especially because of COVID-19. You know, we've all been able to just sit and see that a lot of things are happening to us. And if I'm gonna be honest, I've been meeting new people, and new people have been dropping like flies. I've been interacting with old people, and old people are dropping again like flies. And for a minute, it bothered me. And I was like, why the fuck you come around, you know? Or you doing? Like, why are you in my face? Like, why are you texting? Why are you calling? Why are you showing up? Just in my energy field. And it brought me back to a moment when I was probably about 6 or 7 years old, and I was crying profusely, like just going ballistic, batshit crazy, under the coffee table. And I was 6 or 7 years old, and my stepdad at the time didn't come home. At that point in time, I saw him as my dad. You know, I've talked about the relationship with my real father and how it just was. I was afraid of him as a child, you know, and then I became a thug. You know, it is what it is. But my stepdad, he was my dad at the time, and he didn't come home, and I didn't know what happened, you know. And I remember crying, just like going batshit crazy, and my mom just sitting on the couch, ignoring me, you know. And I'm just like, why are you a little bitch? You know, like now, you know, but at the time I didn't understand like why my mother would just let me scream and holler without giving me any explanation. You know, I'm sitting here screaming out for my dad, you know, and she's just like, oh, you'll go to sleep eventually. And that moment I realized a couple of things. Now that I'm an adult, as a child I didn't understand, but now that I'm an adult, I realized there's a couple of things. In that moment, I didn't know, or I didn't feel nurture or love from my mother, which I should have in that moment. You know, in that moment, my mother should have taken me and been like, you know, it's okay, you know, he went to jail, you know, he'll be back, you know, maybe not, you know. Whatever, you know, tell me something. Don't just have me sitting there just feeling like I'm just not ignored, not appreciated. You know, I'm your damn child, you know, bitch, you brought me here, you know, you care for me. You know, but I didn't get that. But like as an adult, I'm starting to see a couple of things. That was one of them, that I wasn't nurtured, I wasn't loved, and I wasn't cared for in that moment the way that I should have been, which caused a lot of issues of self-worth for myself, of feeling like I wasn't good enough, or that I was always going to be ignored, you know, when my cries would be expressed. It also made me feel abandoned, you know, from my stepdad, who I consider to be my real dad. You know, it made me feel as if I didn't care, my siblings didn't care, my mom didn't care, and that carried with me, even though my stepdad did come back because he went to jail. You know, I didn't know this, I just knew he was gone. You know, I'm thinking like they broke up, but you know, he went to jail, and even though he came back, that moment where I didn't get that love and nurturing that I should have gotten as a child, like I said, 6, 7 years old, it carried with me, and it trickled down to so many failed situations and relationships and friendships that just, it sucks, you know. But what I can sit here and take from that as an adult is I may not have gotten the love in, and this is where healing comes into play. You know, for me, I always like to say, when you're trying to heal past issues, past traumas, past situations that you went through in life, you have to literally take the version of who you are now, the version of yourself that's trying to heal, the person that you see in the mirror, and you have to take yourself back to when you were in that traumatic experience. You have to take yourself back to when you were 5 or 6 years old, or however old you were, when you had a traumatic experience that caused you to feel lack of, you know, self-love, abandoned, whatever it is for you, because everyone is different, everyone's situation is different, whatever it is for you that made you feel not good enough as a child, you have to take the version of yourself now that's trying to heal and sit with that version of yourself as a child and tell yourself it's gonna be okay. Love yourself, appreciate yourself, give yourself that motivation. You know, it sounds crazy, but it helps. It really does help. And that's the first part of healing. The second part of healing, for me in that situation, now you apply this to your situation however it is. This is just an example for me because I know that there is someone who is dealing with the same situation of feeling abandoned, feeling neglected, and feeling unloved. For me, in my situation, it was me having the understanding that my mother did not know how to show love. And that's okay. A lot of us don't realize that our parents weren't brought up on love. They were brought up on survival. They were brought up just on the sheer instinct of generational ways being passed down onto others. And if you're watching my video, I really want to say congratulations, because you can call yourself the black sheep of your family. because especially if you're actually sitting here and listening through the whole thing, because not many people actually have the consciousness to sit here and want to pay attention to a story like this, to actually want to try to be like if they can gain something or benefit from a video like mine. And I also get this a lot too. Pause on that part, because a lot of people will be like, you know, you don't make videos like any other trans women, you know, you don't talk about certain things. I don't feel that it's beneficial to tell someone a story about how I tricked someone into believing I was a real woman. I don't believe it's beneficial to talk about stories on clothing hauls or jewelry hauls. No offense to anyone who does it. To me, it's stupid. There are more important things in the world you can be helping people do instead of, you know, trying to... It's just, for me, there's more important things in the world to do. So, to anyone who asks that, you know, anyone who comes here for that, you're not going to get it. That's just not who I am. I'm all about healing, motivating, inspiring, and helping other people. I damn sure ain't got no story to tell you about how I tricked someone, because I'm not about that life. I damn sure ain't got no stories to tell you how I was roofied and or drugged, because let me tell you something, I'm not about that life, because if I was roofied and or drugged, I would not be here. The person who roofied and or drugged me would be missing in action, and I would be missing in action too, because guess what? I'm going on the run. I told you, I'm a thug. I'm not really a thug, but it's like my little calling. But seriously, it's just not, it doesn't interest me. But what does interest me is your healing, my healing, and this helps me heal. And if I can heal myself, also in the process of helping healing someone else, cool. But yes, so the second part of healing was having the understanding that whoever hurt you, if it was a person who hurt you, did not understand, hurt people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've all heard that. And that statement can't be any more true. Hurt people. So to be upset at someone who didn't know any better, who was ignorant, and who themselves were hurt, it takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of damn love to have that understanding, to instill that understanding, which is why I walk the way I walk, which is why I say the things that I say, which is why I talk the way that I talk, which is why that I live the way that I live, without fear of judgment, without, you know, regards to anyone's opinions of who I am and what I do, because we all have our own situations, we all have our own mindset, we all have our own beliefs, we all have our own stories and journeys that has put us into situations that have us thinking the way that we do, that have us moving the way that we do. And you have to respect that. And full-heartedly, if you have been hurt by a parent, by a friend, by a lover, whoever it is, you have to respect that someone's journey placed them in a position where they were able to challenge you. Because at the end of the day, life doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. So if something's happening for you right now in this moment in your life circumstance, for you to sit your ass down and be like, hey, let me fix it, you know, it happened for you. You know, which is why I'm thankful to anyone who walked into my life and then walked out without saying anything. But I'm more thankful to the ones who walked in and gave me an explanation of why things weren't moving the way that they were moving. I'm more grateful for the people who came in and told me why, you know, they felt they needed to take a step back from me, whether it be friendship and or relationship, which is why I'm grateful for the fact that people came into my life and I was able to tell people, hey, get the hell away from me. You know, like, I've jumped. I can be a little bit nicer how I handle things and people, but, you know, my heart's set, you know, and I know where I'm going and what I want. But in that sense, in that friends, work, I do that with everything. A job can call me. I'm good. I don't want to work there. You don't have a job, I don't care. I'm not going to do that, you know. Do things that make you happy, not because you have to do them, is what I'm saying. So when it comes to your healing, I gave you a little piece of my healing and what I'm healing from, one of the things I'm healing from currently, and how I hope it can help benefit you. Any videos I make, like I always say, is intended to inspire, help, and motivate you to become the best version of you, to help you come out of anxiety, to help you come out of depression, to help you come out of pain, to help you come out of hurt. I can't do the job for you, but I can assist you in any type of way, shape, and form as to how I healed myself. And if it helps you, by all means, take it, apply it, flow with it, love with it, resonate with it, Just always be choosing to have the understanding that you have the power to get yourself out of any situation. No one can come in and do that for you. If you're looking for a savior, you are your savior. If you're looking for Jesus, he lives in you. If you don't believe in Jesus, guess what? You are the greatest power being, whatever force of nature. That's why you're here. Believe in something. If you don't believe in anything, believe in yourself. And so face your fears, heal from whatever's hurting you, and start accepting the fact that you are deserving of everything that life has to offer. Because until you actually heal from things that are hindering you, because a lot of people don't understand it, a lot of things that you went through as children, as young adults, adolescents, you know, you didn't face it, you didn't accept it, you didn't fall into it in a sense, like you didn't just take it on head on. It's coming back up for you right now. This is your chance to actually face it and overcome it so that you can live happily, you know, and have the understanding that you are the greatest happiness within yourself, and everything outside of you is just a beautiful bonus. Always have that understanding. Always be choosing. Just like I'm about to be choosing to take my little hot ass back outside because I did not get summer somewhat ready, you know, with big curly hair, and these earrings are really cute, you know. Gotta find some lashes to put on so I can be real cute when I go out here. You know, no, I'm about to get wet. It's pointless. Just be the best version of you, alright? I'm gonna go play in the sun while I still can and just enjoy yourself, alright?